So among my colleagues, it wasn't that they sat in a classroom and said, oh, I want to be a scientist because I read something in a book that seemed interesting.
Mark Winey is the Dean of the College of Biological Sciences at UC Davis. He knows what sparked the passion and curiosity in him and other scientists.
They actually got into a lab or they went out in the field and worked with a scientist to do an experiment or contribute to a research program. And that's when they understood what doing science is like, how fun it can be, how interesting it is, and that they could contribute new scientific knowledge.
Mark's own fascination with science developed because of a personal challenge within his own family.
My interest in biology and genetics in particular grew out of the fact that my youngest sister, Christine, has an inherited disease called Galactosemia.
Due to their inability to ingest a milk sugar called galactose, infants with galactosemia fail to thrive immediately in the hospital.
She was struggling as an infant, and so she was referred immediately from a suburban hospital to the Children's Hospital of Pennsylvania. And it happened that one of the world's experts in this disease was on faculty at the University of Pennsylvania.
Galactosemia is a rare genetic disorder that can be fatal without early diagnosis and lifelong management.
As a youngster, it was just very intriguing to try to understand how anyone knew what the problem was. Overtly, Christine couldn't have milk, but how anyone connected that to a particular defect in one gene. It was just fascinating to me that anyone could know that and understand how that basic genetics work.
For Mark, it was the start of a lifelong passion into understanding complex living systems.
I've always liked architecture and designing things and building things. What are the parts? How do you put them together? How do you build a complex machine? That's really interesting. Evolution has already built the most complex machines you can imagine.
Mark's lab studies the structures within our cells called centrosomes. These structures play an important role in successful cell division. When cells divide incorrectly, birth abnormalities like Down syndrome and other issues can occur. Tumor cells are also known to have the wrong number of centrosomes or have ones that don't work properly.
One of the arguments for basic science research and for the type of work that we do is that we know a number of large complex machines in cells are broken in tumor cells or in different disease states, but until we understand how the machines are supposed to work, we can't really understand what's gone wrong when the processes are broken.
As important as his research is to the potential advancement of human health, Mark always makes time for his students, helping them grow their own curiosity.
I've always really loved molecular biology and genetics and just thought it's something everybody should know about and maybe be as excited about as I am.
Mark is incredibly knowledgeable about just about everything in the field, so while I have a lot of ideas, Mark helps prune those ideas oftentimes into something that's workable and something that might yield results a lot easier than some of my tangential ideas.
Mark calls this the century of biology. With the advancements in technology, research can now be done at a much faster rate.
At the beginning of the century, the human genome was decoded. If yeast has 15 billion base pairs, that was a big deal, and that was decoded in the mid-90s. Human genome, 3 billion base pairs, and now that can be done in a matter of weeks.
So what does all this mean for the future of biology?
We're going to continue to see new technologies come out of the life sciences for healthcare, for agriculture, maybe even for environment modification at some level. Just amazing things that are going to happen. So I want to make sure through supporting the faculty and students in the college that they're involved in that they're contributing to that, and that the students appreciate the importance of biology currently and in the future.